Hi, my name is Ashley Callahan, and I have almost 10 years of public education experience. Over the last few years, I've had the privilege of working with schools on creating their own inclusive educational setting. With my official title being Inclusive Practices, I still get quite a few questions about what being inclusive really means, so I created this video to help out. Let me take you back to the 1970s. If you were a student with any sort of disability, as deemed by the schools, there might have been a chance that you wouldn't be even allowed to enroll. Students who were deaf, blind, emotionally disturbed, or mentally handicapped were frequently denied access to public education, and many states even had laws enacted making this okay. However, in 1975, Congress enacted the Education for All Handicapped Children Act, later called Individuals with Disability Education Act, or IDEA. That ensures students with a disability are provided with free, appropriate public education that is tailored to their individual needs. Later, updates to the Act include the requirement where students are to be placed in the least restrictive environment. What this means is that if a student can receive an appropriate education in the general education classroom with the use of supplementary aids and services, then that is where they should be placed. This idea of least restrictive environment has led to major educational reforms and new ways of looking at teaching and learning. With special education students making up about 13% of all students nationwide, teachers now have to figure out the best way to serve the needs of not only students with special needs under IDEA, but also classrooms including students with English as their second language, students coming from poverty, students with attendance issues, and oftentimes gifted and talented students. Classrooms have become a wide range of student readiness, cognitive abilities, background knowledge, and interest. Where it sounds overwhelming, this is where Inclusive Practices steps in. Inclusive practice is an approach to teaching that recognizes the diversity of students, enabling all students to access course content, fully participate in learning activities, and demonstrate their knowledge and strength at assessment. But how? One way, when lesson planning, think of barriers that might be present for all students that might prevent access to material. Low reading level, lack of background knowledge, not interested in the subject, not knowing the vocabulary are all examples of barriers. And something to note, any student could have these barriers, not just ones with disabilities. Therefore, thinking of ways to take away those barriers, reading at lower lexile, building background, taking into account student interests, visual glossaries, all of these can increase learning for multiple students at one time. And that's all the time I have for now. If you have questions on how to get started with your own inclusive classroom, feel free to send me an email at the email address below. Thanks for watching.